Hey everyone. Yeah, you have to look at me. I know it's very dark here, but anyway, so I wanted to tell you some things real quick. That I don't know if you can see out here real quick. We got a sheriff that's at a campground next to me and a campsite, and I'm just it's amazing how we've had so much police force and sheriffs and everybody's we're just throwing everything we can at the society. And we wouldn't need that if everybody just loved one another and showed respect and didn't try to hurt one another and things like this. But unfortunately, we know that this world doesn't work that way, and that's how it is. So anyway, so sorry it's you have to look at me in this darkness. But anyway, um, so I'm trying to stay focused on that. So here's the thing: is as you know, if we all just loved one another and we wouldn't need the Ten Commandments. We wouldn't need police officers, but unfortunately, it doesn't work. We need court systems. I talked about that before. But it's sad that and I don't think this is Mandela Effect, but I'm not sure because I tell you what, from my original reality, either this Earth has gotten really bad over the past couple of years, and I know that they've been doing a lot hiring more police force, or I come from a completely different reality through the Mandela Effect because my reality, there was never any security guards constantly driving up and down Walmarts and everywhere else and all the shopping malls and shopping centers. It doesn't matter if it's a small town, large town, big city, whatever. They're just everywhere. I mean, the money spent on security forces is just unreal on this earth. I mean, you kidding me? I mean, even they have mobile police now with mobile cameras and stuff on in Walmarts. And Walmart, they use a Dunkin' Donuts, which is questionable if that's even should be doing that. They use a Dunkin' Donuts in Longmont, Colorado, that's directly tied straight to the police station. That's the only place that I know that's directly tied directly to the police station. And so they monitor everybody coming down the streets and anybody coming in and out of the Dunkin' Donuts. So, a lot of people they're like always trying to avoid that Dunkin' Donuts. But see, that's where it's almost started to become a military state, this martial law, even before people were worried about that coming down the road as part of the beast system with the FEMA camps and martial law. But you've already got it with and even the guy who wrote in 1948, wrote about 1984. You had to check it out if you've never seen it. It prophesizes our time that we're going through. He said there would be monitors everywhere, and monitors this and that. Now we can have people monitoring people. I mean, people that are, that are claiming, and they use it to just to be naughty. I mean, I've had people do false allegations against me. That's why I always carry my cell phone. Well, I tell you what, if you're a Christian or if you're a religious person or whatever spirituality is, you carry a cell phone, you start recording immediately. Because I can't tell you how many times it saved my butt from somebody claiming a false victim and, calling the police on me when I was just being a nice guy and just for even overhearing stuff. I mean, you kidding me? I've been banned from a Walmart in Longmont, Colorado because I hadn't seen my children over. At that time, it was probably like a year and a half, 2 years, and I finally got to see them in a Walmart parking lot. And I said, "Jesus Christ loves you," and somebody overheard that. And I walked into the Walmart store, and I was met with 3 officers. I actually have a video of that under Agent Cajun Love, my channel there, that I haven't had a chance to get back to. So anyway, that's really so. I don't know. I want to know truthfully if anybody, if they honestly think. I swear it's a Mandela effect that we are seeing that this extra security, even not even an armed. My gosh, I remember in my old Earth reality that it was very rare to even see a security guard carrying a gun. I think there used to be a lot of laws around that made it very difficult to be carrying a gun. And I know that there's right to carry gun laws in a lot of states, but boy, I mean, even Colorado, I don't remember any, any law that really, that you because Colorado, I can't remember the right to carry laws in there, but it has to be exposed or something like that. And these are hidden guns now. You see some of the security guards, they're not exposed. And I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, sitting there looking at security guards, and when I saw this in this new reality, it made me damn nervous because I'm like, boy, these guys can be just as nasty as anybody else, and just as evil, and just using the God power and authority with a gun. And in Denver, they had a situation where a security guard was shot even when the police were trying to tell him not to. And I don't know if it was over his how they were communicating through walkie-talkie or whatever. But he was shot, and I actually talked to I think it was an officer later there one night in Denver. It was downtown Denver, and they said, if he would have listened to us, he wouldn't have got shot. They said he came out wielding his gun and acting like he was a police officer. So there's your concern, is that, in this beast system, boy, I tell you what, they can turn, and this could be either now or come down the road, that they could use these officers and security guards to enforce the martial law and police system, where now you got guys already got guns, security guys trying to break our nation and create civil war and civil unrest, and that makes me nervous. I don't mind citizens, carrying a gun for God and trying to bring peace, but I'm telling you, when you already got wielding security guards acting like police officers, boy, that's new. So let me know if you actually think that's Mandela Effect or not. It may just be that the time to change so much, and I just didn't see it. But I don't ever remember that. I remember security guards just carrying, just like a nightstick and maybe a, um, flashlight. This world is so much more evil and so more control. See, that's the one thing I said in this previous video, is that that it used to be called, because we all thought that, some, like I told you, thought we had died in the original Earth from, that ours had exploded. It wasn't the Ryan Earth, and we ended up in the Sagittarius, or I can't remember the other way around, but anyway. That the Earth that I came from was called Freedom Earth, even though it had a lot of laws. It was more flexible. People weren't attacking. The police force weren't as hard, and the court systems were more lenient. People just didn't do those things. They just didn't call somebody in just to be naughty, because right now, everybody wants to be a victim in the society. Everybody wants to be a victim. I mean, seriously. Oh, I'm a victim. And some people just do it to be damn naughty. Just calling the police on somebody, having them arrested for nothing. Oh, he attacked me. And shit, you didn't do anything, right? Oh, excuse my language. I'm sorry. But anyway, and that's disappointing, that everybody wants to be a victim in our society. You know what I mean? Don't do that crap, There's so many times that I could have had people arrested, and I just walked away and said, forget it, I'm not going to be a victim. I'll leave it to God. You know what I mean? Don't do that stupidity. But anyway, so let me get back to this. There's a couple things I also want to talk about the Mandela Effect. That what's really interesting is this one really, and I don't mean blasphemy against the Father and Lord, but this one really bothers me. And I'm thinking, what is going on with this one? This one has to do with that Jesus Christ was the only one that was resurrected from the dead. We talk about that all the time. People said, well, you got to understand that the Lord was, he's the only one, the only religion that he was, resurrected after 3 days being dead. Well, here's what really, and I'm sure he was. I mean, no, he was, right? But here's what blows my mind, and I don't know why the Father's allowing this to happen. And we have had Nelson Mandela himself, be resurrected from the dead. He was dead in the jail. He was dead, and now he lived on as a president. Are you kidding me? And then we have many actors and many idol people that we all famous, that we all know, that have been resurrected, all of a sudden went on and lived a longer life. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't they die like, 10 or 20 years ago? And some people, and I haven't validated some of these, but some said they've died 2 or 3 times. You kidding me? So what is that? I mean, that kind of takes away the whole scripture and the whole meaning behind the Bible. That bothers me a little bit. And maybe the Father has a purpose for this, or the spiritual world has a purpose. I mean, one thing I guess it tells me is that, I guess that if we die, maybe we go on to Sorry, I thought I heard something. Another reality or something. I don't know. Because the end results are always the same. People said, well, we're living multiple realities. Well, okay, how can we still have Donald Trump as president? We still have the end results is still the same. And the end result is we're still in the revelations. Not revelation too, which is another change in Mandela Effect, is revelations with an S, plural, but not singular. But so I don't understand that. And we're not going to understand everything. But if you have any ideas on that, please leave a comment of why we're seeing people being resurrected. It did say at the end of times that people wish they're dead, but they'll continue on living. Well, Nelson Mandela got out of jail and ended up living as a president, and I can't judge it, but they said he was kind of rotten to the end. But I don't know. Sorry, I was just checking this out. I mean, this is so weird. We had a sheriff sit there for like, my goodness, 45 minutes and finally driving away. I mean, weird. But anyway, yeah, the police force is ridiculous. So we have anymore. Yeah, I don't mean to go on about it, but it's hard to put a pause in there. But I'm trying to monitor. I constantly have to monitor my back as a Christian or spiritual guy constantly because I don't know where the attack is coming from. I get attacked all the time for no dang reason. My goodness. I'm getting so tired of it. Looking at my shoulder and being a target and a victim and this crap myself. I mean, not a victim, but just a target. I mean, I'm constantly have to. That's I said, use your dang cell phone, boy. If you're a Christian, whatever, man, you hold on that cell phone and you use it because these evil ones will try to attack you and make up lies, and that's why you'll learn the lesson that somebody is demonically possessed. Demons cannot stand you taking your cell phone or any recording device. They can't take it because they know that the truth will be shown and they can't stand it. And I can't tell you how many times I've had demonically possessed evil people just crumble underneath once I pick up my cell phone. Sometimes they'll get mad, and sometimes they'll get. But you know what? I don't care if you get mad. They'll say, "What are you doing? You're recording me for?" And I said, "Well, God's witnessing anyway. I'm just recording to just for this." And I use it against police officers. They said I've had some ask me, "Why are you recording?" Just making sure that you do your duty. And I said, no, and not no offense. I said, I'm just recording this. But I wouldn't really make it insulting to them. Just say, you're recording it. So I just like to record it. And I just want to make sure that everything's understood and correct and every word's heard phone. So good officers have no problem with it. Like, oh, okay, that's fine. Keep on recording. Other ones, they'll try to take the phone with you immediately. Let me have your phone. Other things like that. And one time when I was, well, I didn't go there. So just be aware of that, okay? And use recording, hit it immediately. I use it as defense. But anyway, I know God and angels are supposed to be defense, but sometimes you have to use that defense in here in flesh to make things very clear, right? So anyway, back to the resurrection. Boy, I tell you, this is strange. I mean, what? And here's another thing, too, is I want to bring up the Mandela Effect. I'm sorry, 13 minutes. I apologize. But another thing that really blows my mind is that we are seeing towns appear out of nowhere. Even Brian Stavenley, and some other channels, they talk about towns not just changing names. I mean, he talks about towns changing names, which is okay. I can tolerate that. And people accept it. They got the, I like to call it everybody calls it a download. No, is it an upload? Well, it's actually a download in the software field. You get a download when you're actually receiving something from somewhere else. But maybe they call it download. But see, it's not an upload. Upload is like you're pushing something back to heaven or something above. But anyway, so it's a download. You get a download when you get changed. But anyway, so we see these downloads where people all of a sudden they assume they lived their entire life. And people tell me, well, it's people have been from Sagittarius Ryan Belt, and I'm not sure I believe in that. I think there's really truly is a download because, it just I've seen it right in front of my eyes. Somebody take a download, you know what I mean? Just right in front of me. 1 minute they agree with you. They said, oh yeah, and they knew that history was the way you say, and then all of a sudden you try to show them I had a friend that was a physicist at a video game place in Loveland, Colorado, and I asked him point blank. I said, "How many people in John F. Kennedy's car were shot and killed?" And he said 4. And I said, "Well, they're saying 6 now." He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, pulled it up on I pulled it up on my cell phone. I said, "Look, there's 6." He goes, "Oh." And then all of a sudden the story changes to me like we expect. He said, "Oh, I must have misremembered. It must have been 4." The whole misremembered thing. And then I'm like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Now you told him." I said, "You just told me it was 4." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, I must have misremembered." And then if you start to push a little bit further, and then it's not that they're afraid. You said, "Well, okay." I said, it was, you said it was 4. And then he got mad at me. He's like, and that's what you see this either, you get to that anger that I talked about, this anger, angry. The anger can become out of fear, but not this type of anger. It's like, you shut up and they cut you off immediately. It's kind of like to get that download, boom, you shut up. But that download just comes immediate. Then I had a guy who talked about Babe Ruth. He used to point with one finger with the bat, to on a home run, and now it's a peace symbol thing with 2 fingers. It's ridiculous. I don't know what the heck that is. Had a guy that he swore up and down, and then all of a sudden, boy, he took the download. No, it's 2 fingers, bud. Boy, so that's my thing was this. I know I don't mean talking. It's pausing. It's tired. My thing is this: is that you really got to ask yourself. We're seeing towns pop out of nowhere, land pop out of nowhere. And where are these people coming from? Are they NPCs? I mean, we're seeing full towns loaded. We're seeing population changes in places. I told you Glenwood's got way more population, Glenwood, Colorado, than it did before the Mandela Effect. Just amazing. And then here's what's the scary part that somebody brought up one time. I don't know if it was Vanessa or one of the other Mandela Effect individuals in the channel. She brought up the point. She says, "My goodness," she goes, "Yeah, but what happens when some of these towns disappear?" And islands have disappeared. I mean, not kidding you. Islands have disappeared. There's the brother used to live in Hawaii. He said there's a whole beach that's gone, and I have actually stood on that beach. I can't remember the name of the beach, and completely disappeared. Where did all those people go? And he even actually called. He actually called there used to be a hotel on that beach, and he called the phone number to the hotel, and he gets this recording that says, and this is before even the coronavirus. I mean, this is like a year and a half ago. He calls the hotel and says, "I'm sorry, we're not taking any reservations right now. No dang reason or what, just a dang recording." And he said, "What? Is that, a major hotel? You're not taking reservations or anything? Weird." And so then he talked to his buddy who used to be a helicopter pilot that would fly tourists, and I've ridden on those in Hawaii. He used to land on that beach. And he called his buddy one day and said, "Hey," he goes, "Hey, that beach doesn't exist." He goes, "So what are you doing? So how are you doing your tour? Your helicopter pilot." He goes, "Are you doing that anymore?" And he said his friend just said, "Hey, didn't really want to talk to you about it." His friend just kind of like, "No, he said, "Yeah." He goes, "I no longer have that and a tourist spot to land the helicopter on." And he's like, "Whoa, wait a minute." So what happens to people when you have things just disappear? I mean, that's crazy. And try to get it's like the North Pole. Yeah, you'll see residue or still some things today that talk about the North Pole. But man, try to get a North Pole image. Oh my goodness. I think Google won't even show you North Pole image. It's about impossible. Boy, you got a lot of vehicles leaving now after the sheriff. Wonder what that was all about. Must have been parties over. But anyway, I mean, do these people just die? Do they get shift to another Earth, another reality, another dimension? And what if it would have been one of you? What if it's one of our fellow Mandela Effect? Do they, you know, what happened to these people? I mean, some major cities are still there, but we're talking people have seen their neighborhoods change, their homes change. So, what happens with people? Are they dead? Did they get switched to another dimension, another reality, another Earth? I mean, you're gone. So those are the answers we don't know, and that just boggles my mind. 1 minute you're there, next minute you're not. Did that happen to me? I told you I woke up one morning Erie and I said, my God, I'm not home anymore. I said, where'd I go? I mean, the backyard looked the same, the house still there, and everything was in its place. But then I noticed something wasn't right, even before, I saw the Mandela Effects that we saw with the Berenstain Bears music. This thing, I knew something wasn't right. Did that whole town disappear? That is in my in somebody else's dimension. See, I'm not in this whole multi-dimensional thing either. This multi-planet, multi-dimension. I think everything's come to a singularity. I mean, I could be wrong, but I tell you, I don't believe in this multiple souls and you're existing somewhere else and you just don't know it. Because I think if I'm existing somewhere else and somebody's interacting with an NPC there, not kidding you, that they're actually dealing with an NPC. That ain't even me. Because I know my soul and I know where I'm at constantly. And I know who I am. And I don't want to be 50 million different people and have 50 different souls. I don't want to be that. It's like reincarnation. I don't want to go there. Some people are reincarnation believers, even Tesla, but I do not want to be in the reincarnation camp either because I think you get one chance and reincarnation's excuse to F up a million times and treat people like garbage. And I'm not for that. I think you do, you learn from mistakes and correct your behavior and you get over it because reincarnation gives way to be evil, break the laws of the Father and just keep on being nasty. And they said, oh, will you be incarnated again? I don't know. I just don't believe that. And also the world populations increase. And they said more souls are being recycled. Well, come on. You know what I mean? So is Satan and the fallen angels, do they get reincarnated too? Right? So, anyway, that's all I have to say, and I started so long. So, anyway, let me know what your thoughts about that, those items, and let me know what you think. I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot, because we're not going to know everything, but let me know what you think about this. All right, thank you, and I hope you have a great day or evening wherever you're at. Love you all.